Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode. Are we diving in right now?
Let's dive in. Yeah, let's dive in.
Okay,
here.
Welcome back to another episode on the channel. If you're new here, I'm Justin, and the guy behind the camera is Alan. And we have the Gerb, short for the Great Red Beard. Anyway, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another episode. If you're new here, definitely welcome. Go check out some more of our stupid stuff. In this video, we're gonna give you a rundown of the old Rhino. And the reason being is because we're still kind of waiting on some stuff for the breed.
I mean, all the parts are kind of there.
It's coming. I promise you guys, it's coming. It's coming up.
Yeah, we're not just teasing you to tease you guys. Like
last video wasn't even in here, so now it's in.
Yeah, you're
late,
welcome.
So we're getting there. We got a jack that leaks.
There's a shock and there's a bracket. There's a tube there's a bent 90-degree piece of
bend.
tube. So who knows? Who knows what's gonna happen? But it's gonna happen.
It's getting there.
So those of you asking, here's the Rhino. I'm gonna give you a rundown real quick on just quick stuff, and then what we're really gonna talk about is what a lot of people are wondering, how we got this thing on portals. We have videos on this. I don't think we have an in-depth video on how we ran the portals, what portals they are, the reduction, all the details. So to start, I guess, right here off the bat, Amazon headlights. These literally cost like 60 bucks off Amazon. They were just, I just typed in like LED chasing headlights, or actually just, what are these lights called? Just LED cubes, there we go.
Yeah.
Obviously we got a switch panel, aftermarket. Some of the stuff doesn't work because the Amazon light bar on the front doesn't work. So the switch is busted. Kickers. Got to keep the kickers on hand always. These are 2 6.5s. We're getting more, just not on there right now. Shout out to Shiner Bot. You guys rock my world with the gear shifter handle. The rock lights and the whips also came off Amazon. Really cheap. We could probably get the links. I'll look. If we do, they'll be at the bottom of this video, but I'm not sure. The exhaust is aftermarket, came from eBay. It was used. We're missing one. It's getting fixed as we speak. Taillights,
See it at all, but
taillights are aftermarket. Taillights themselves came from Tractor Supply. The amp is a Rockville amp. It works wonderful unless you drive it and literally soaking down rain, and then it won't work for a full day, but after it dries, it works wonderfully. So it's still working.
Which also works for the Miata.
Yes. We also have this reverse light bar that came from Tractor Supply as well. The side panels are getting out to get wrapped to match the hood. Seats are out of a razor. They need to be restitched. The cage, we have a video on that. Cage was chopped by Aaron. I want to say it was a what, 4.5?
Yeah, 4.5 to 5 inches. We cut a lot out of it.
4.5, I think 4.5 and 5 inches. 4.5 rear, 5 in the front, I think, or maybe it's the other way around. 4.5 and 5.
It's been a while.
Steering wheel stock. We added this stuff in the cage when we did that. The tires are actually Carlisle's. They've been scooped and grooved by a local guy, so he's never done them, so don't judge too hard. The control arms need to be powder coated. And I think from the control arms, now that we're on that topic, I think, real quick, the bike gets snorkeled. But to circle back to these, I think this is where I let Aaron take over and tell you about the build and how we got the tools on.
Yeah. So basically, we already had the 8-inch Stateline Customs lift that we have a video on of us putting it on, finding out all the flaws. This was kind of their prototype, the bike we got it off of, so had some issues we had to work through. But we got those all sorted. The bike survived a few rides, and we thought, why not put portals on it? So if you're running stock stuff, it might be a little different for you, but this will give you a general idea. Basically, we added heim joints on the end of the A-arms to adjust the camber issue, because once you install these, the camber is all out of whack. The ball joints for the Rhino originally are, one goes in the A-arm, the other goes in the spindle. So we had to basically take this lower plate, drill it out to match the diameter of the ball joint, and put the Terex ball joints in here, upper and lower. I had to bore this one out. Even though the ball joint went in this one, we had to bore this one out a little bit as well. Once that was done, I mean, it's bolt on. As far as the axles, this is the stock. Well, these are aftermarket because of the lift, but this is the Gorilla axles that we put Terex outer cups because these are Terex Portals that came off mine. So that's that. The steering, which we already have, we have an aftermarket. What was this brand, Justin, on this rack? Remember the steering rack?
I don't. I can probably go through and find the information if I need to. We could probably put a link down.
Yeah.
But I'll have to get that. I don't know off the top of my head, but it is what, Aaron?
It's an aftermarket billet steering rack. We had to make the tie rods.
Billet. I just had to make sure y'all heard billet.
Yeah.
Billet in here.
It's billet. It's basically the strongest steering rack we can get because, you know, big tires, Portals, all that. So, tie rods we made aftermarket, modified to work.
Did the bracket, did we need to do anything super custom to fit these?
No, this is actually the stock Terex bracket. Now, this is the Gen 1 Portals, so I did have to reinforce this part here because they're prone to bending. Where the ball joint stresses, they didn't put enough support. There's originally no support here, so they'll bend, and it's not good. But we have a video on that as well from the it was the Terex and the Razor rehab. So that's that in the front. It's actually, the front was not terrible, to do.
So nearly, I want to say, and maybe I'm bold in saying it, but nearly everything pretty much bolted up with minor modifications.
Yeah, it really wasn't all that bad. If you're handy fabricating anything at all, you can take a look at it and you can pretty much figure it out.
You can make it go.
Yeah.
Just because we know, at least, or I know from what Justin's told me, there are a lot of guys that try to do this with Wolverines, is it? They try to use Wolverine parts.
Wolverine or Viking.
Wolverine or Viking. That Viking. That's the one.
It's the Viking.
You guys could try to use Viking stuff that will use the same splines, but
Just for the record, guys, as a Yamaha guy and probably the only one in the house, they're the same. They use the same. The Vikings and Wolverines use the same.
okay. Well,
Well, the same thing.
either way,
It's not the same. It's not the same as Rhino. What I'm saying is the two machines together are the same. The splines.
Yeah.
splines or anything. You could go that route and use it if you want to keep it all Yamaha in house, but we were using what we got.
Gonna get the comments. Well,
Gen 1. But with I don't want to discredit Aaron in saying, but with quote unquote minimal work, minimal handymanism, and just lots of measuring.
Yeah, just measuring. Just looking at it.
Yeah.
Would you just look at it?
Look at it. But
Yeah. The only reason we went with the Terex Portals is because, well,
we
had
had
them.
them. Why go and buy new
not?
portals?
Yeah.
actually, Alan had them, and I.
Oh yeah, I mean, Alan had them. They were gonna go on the Brood, if you remember, if you follow along. They were gonna go on the Brood, then Alan got all excited, and now we have brand new 8-inch Portals. So, yeah, there's that. But these ended up going on here. With the rears, it was, again, really not all that complicated. We basically took, this is the stock Terex portal bracket. We had to obviously change this cup to the Terex cup, which wasn't a big deal because we already have aftermarket axles. This one actually is a Turner.
Shout out
It's
Turner.
the only Turner axle on this bike, just because Justin had this one made at River Run. So what we did have to do though is they practically bolted up. We had to do a little grinding here to make this top plate fit in between the stock mounting width here. So we took a little grinding here and here. And then as far as the lower part, we just made new tabs because the camber was so far off, and rather than doing heim joints like the front, it was easy enough to just make new tabs. So we made new tabs and put them on here to set our camber where we wanted. What else in the rear? Oh, extended brake lines. So these brake lines, it already had extended brake lines with the lift, but we had to make them longer because portals. So we went to a place local to us, Hose Fast, Shout out Hostess. And we had them custom made to the length we wanted, and so far they've been great. Other than that, I mean, it really wasn't all that complicated, you know, for what it was. And I feel like a lot of it had to do with the fact that we already had an aftermarket lift. So, the lighting's terrible. Is it bad?
Yeah.
Just on the good side?
That's your good side. Oh, baby.
So yeah, we already had an aftermarket lift, so it really wasn't much to really fab up. I mean, we knocked this out in like 2 weeks.
Just about.
Just random tinkering.
And that wasn't just
that's
2
when my wife
weeks.
had surgery.
That wasn't just 2 weeks on that. That was fixing, I mean, not only I guess the lift and steering and everything else, but I mean, literally everything else that's been done. All in all, project hours, not too bad.
Oh yeah, not too bad. Really.
It's thoroughly kind of surprising that I guess like not a lot of more people have done this, just because I feel like, and again, I'm no mechanic, so I don't want to discredit again. Aaron's super modest about everything that he does. Aaron makes everything look easy, so I'm really thoroughly surprised that with what I've watched him do, that not more people have done this.
Yeah.
And I mean, like, there are a handful on YouTube. I'll throw clips here maybe, but yeah, I mean, she's good. 6-inch lift, 4-inch boxes, 10-inch overall. Aaron's 6 foot tall.
I mean, it's a big Rhino, even with the cage top. I mean, it's big, and you can see like
It's wide.
it's very wide, but you can see that these are like 35s, almost 35s. So there's
Oh yeah, we could
huge gap.
roll one of those wheels
Yeah.
over.
So we're working on it. And maybe not these, but maybe something similar.
These are just kind of sitting around. But look at
Maybe put something
height difference there,
like that.
and then you get another 2 inches.
Yeah. Yeah, that's gonna bring it up.
Fills out the gap just a little more.
But still enough to where we're not gonna have any rubbing issues or anything. Mm-hmm. And these are 37s.
Yeah, 37 skinnies.
37 skinnies. So,
But that's the Rhino. If I haven't already, maybe cut to cinematics, or maybe this is where we'll wrap it. But I'm gonna pause it right here. We're gonna go into this.
Came through dripping Aquafina, I'm sipping 15, kept a weapon on me. Flow make digits, I'm on my business, stack chicken like what it's gon' be. Crew in the cut, hey, you want us, red run when I tell a bit peace. Love is love. Love is love. Adios.
Quiet on set.
You gotta forgive our roommates. They're being quite loud. All kinds of shit, dude.
how much did it cost? Oh yeah, because I remember you ordered all those. That's where you're the one I got.
I can't find my fucking switch though. Oh, here it is. I'm a fucking dumbass.